Oh, okay. Why?
Because maybe I won't be here again.
You will not.
But maybe somewhere else.
Maybe. I will have nothing.
You already know what I'm about to say. You felt it the moment you saw the clip. Something was off. Not just awkward, wrong. And here's the thing most people missed entirely. Stephen Colbert, the court jester of late night, the man they let poke gentle fun at power while never actually touching it, let something slip. Something he wasn't supposed to say. And look, you and I both know when they slip, even for a second, the mask cracks wide open. The moment happens fast, almost too fast. Colbert is doing what he always does. Joking, laughing, keeping the rhythm smooth. But then John Dickerson starts asking the Colbert questioner this whole silly bit about sandwiches and concerts and wolves. Innocent, right? That's what they want you to think. But pay attention to what happens when Martha Stewart walks out. She sits down, she smiles, and then she says something strange. She says, "I'm also very sad. Maybe I won't be here again." Colbert laughs it off. The crowd laughs too. But watch his eyes. He knew exactly what she meant, and instead of dodging, actually, let me rephrase that. Instead of doing his job, the job they pay him for, which is to protect the brand, he validates her. He says, "You will not." Then he pauses. Then he says, "Maybe somewhere else." And then the real tell, "I will have nothing to do with it." Now, stop right there. Just like I know, that wasn't improv. That wasn't a joke. That was a man confirming something out loud that the mainstream media has buried for years. Martha Stewart wasn't just sad about leaving the show. She was talking about something much bigger, something darker. And Colbert, for one fraction of a second, agreed with her on live television. Let me ask you something. Why would a woman like Martha Stewart, billionaire, cultural icon, friend to Snoop Dogg, say, "Maybe I won't be here again," like she was accepting a sentence? Like she already knew the clock was running out. And why would Stephen Colbert, of all people, nod along instead of changing the subject? Here's the breadcrumb. Both of them know something you don't. Something about what happens to people who get too close to the truth in Hollywood, in New York, in the corridors of power where the real decisions get made. I need you to stay with me here because this is where the story turns. We've all been told that Martha Stewart went to prison for insider trading. A lie. A cover story. The real reason she was targeted, she knew too much about certain people, certain dinner parties, certain islands. And when she got out, they let her back on TV, but only on a leash. Only if she played along. Only if she never, ever said the names out loud. But watch that clip again. She almost says it. Her voice drops. Her face changes. And Colbert, the man who built his career on pretending to be the fool, suddenly gets very serious. He says, "I will have nothing to do with it." Nothing to do with what? With her leaving, with her disappearance from public life, with whatever happens to people who cross the line. This isn't speculation. This is pattern recognition. You've seen it before. Harvey Weinstein, Epstein, the people who get blackballed, the people who get silenced, and the ones who survive, they learn to speak in code. Martha Stewart was speaking in code, and Colbert answered her in the same language. Now here's where it gets interesting. Later in the same episode, and this is the part nobody talks about, Josh Brolin comes out. Big tough guy. Hollywood royalty. And what does he talk about? Wolves, raw meat, a mother who kept a pack of wild wolves and sent her son in to feed them by hand. Colbert calls him Wolf Boy. It's in his phone contacts. They laugh. But listen to the tension underneath. Brolin says, "I have a gift for you. I know how much you love boats." Then he hands Colbert a little wooden boat from eBay. And the inscription, "May you always glide through life's sometimes tumultuous waters." That's not a joke. That's a warning. Or maybe a promise. Or maybe, and this is the part that kept me up at night, maybe it's a thank you note. For staying quiet, for not asking the wrong questions, for keeping the show moving so nobody looks too closely at what's really happening behind the curtain. And look, I'm not saying Colbert is a bad guy. I'm saying he's trapped, just like the rest of them. The difference is he knows it, and every once in a while, when the cameras are rolling and the guest says something too real, he can't help but confirm what we already suspected. That this whole industry is built on secrets, on fear, on people like Martha Stewart being told exactly when their time is up. You want to know why the FBI never really investigated Epstein's clients? Why the mainstream media buried the story for years? Why every single person in late-night television walks on eggshells around certain topics? Because they all know. They all saw what happened to the ones who talked, and they all made a choice. But here's the quiet part, and I'm going to slow down now because this matters. I need you to hear this not as a viewer, but as a person, a parent, a believer, someone who still knows the difference between right and wrong. When you watch these people laugh and tell jokes and pretend everything is fine, remember this, they are not free. They are performing. And the performance only ends one way. Either they leave on their own, or they're told to leave. And the saddest part, most of them go quietly, because the alternative is worse than death. It's erasure. That's why Martha Stewart said, "Maybe I won't be here again." That's why Colbert answered the way he did. That's why you felt the hair stand up on the back of your neck when you watched it. So here's my question to you, and I want you to really think about it before you answer in the comments. If You knew, for a fact, that one of your favorite celebrities was hiding something that could destroy powerful people. Would you want to know the truth? Or would you rather keep watching the show? Because you can't have both. Not anymore. They don't want you to connect these dots. But you already have. You already knew. You just needed someone to say it out loud. Now say it with me in the comments. Tell me what you saw in that clip. Tell me I'm not crazy. And if you've been paying attention for years, if you've always known the smiles were fake and the secrets were real, then share this with someone who's still asleep. Before it's too late. Before the next person says, maybe I won't be here again. And this time nobody laughs.